It's my grandfather's early model. It's Champion Deluxe Stitcher, probably around 1900, somewhere in there, maybe a little before, a little after. It's kind of been a project over the last couple of years. I've taken the base all apart and I've sandblasted it and redid all the bushings and all of the clutches, everything in there. It's all been renewed and rebuilt. Polished all the shafts. This is kind of how my grandpa mounted the motor on here. He built this little bracket on the back. It works pretty good. He's got a little brace coming across the front there. It sits in there pretty well. Of course, the main head I didn't sandblast. I didn't want any sand in any of the joints, any of the bushings. It's a pretty tight unit. Of course, I had a lot of grease and grime and stuff on it, and I'm still cleaning on that. The head unit there, section, I have pulled off and run through my ultrasonic cleaner. I have bored out the needle bar to accept a Campbell awl, which is slightly larger in length than what the original Champion awls are, but I have more of them since I already have a Campbell machine. Instead of having two different part number awls, multiple different needle and awl configurations laying around, it was just easier to do that. They had a few different ways of threading these. For me, what works is just going through the one tensioner there and into my wax pot. This machine did have a double tensioner in the front, which I don't use, and it also has this thread lock, which I find that if I use that, it pulls the lock clear up into the top of the work, where the lock of the stitch is actually exposed. So that didn't work out very good for me. And another thing I did on this one is I built this different thread base here, just out of some plate steel. And I did that because the old spool, it had a little prong mechanism that the spool sat on, which was way too large for modern spools. So I did that, and this just has a 1/4 inch piece of rod that's attached to it there. It's pretty simple. I was having an issue with thread kinking, and then I come up with this deal according to the book. This is how it wanted you to thread it, so this is what I did. And that ended up taking care of all the kinks that I was getting. This is 18.5 Z twist. The book recommends the Z twist or left-hand twist on the machine. The bobbin you can run either right or left-hand thread on. And I'm using I believe a 2.5 Campbell awl in there right now.